afternoon, evening, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube. And it's time to talk about the Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 3, The Convert. I'm here with Better Zam and Ginger Greek. How you guys doing?
All
Oi,
right.
what we doing here? Oh, that was like Scottish. Never mind. Fuck my
I
The
accent.
don't
hell
even
was
know. That was like
that?
Scottish, fucking Australian.
Yeah, it's like Australian, yeah.
Yeah. Crikey, what are we
German
doing
or
here?
something.
Crikey. It's like the only word
All
I know
right.
how to say in Australian. Because
Yeah,
that's their
crikey.
yeah. All right, anyway.
Okay, so this was this episode kind of reminded me of The Last of Us episode 3, where we basically had the beginning with our main characters, then we had the middle, which was about totally different people, and then it got bookend with our main characters again. Before we start talking about this episode, Better Zan, what do you think of this episode?
I thought it was I thought it was good. It's kind of what I wanted from the Mandalorian originally.
Meetings.
You know, I got my pew pews in here. They got the Mandalorian lore. We're getting further and further away from the Jedi bullshit. So I'm very happy. This did feel like a little bit of a transition episode. Like, they're getting from point A to point B at this point, and I'm glad to see. I'm glad it's kind of like those episodes of Andor that were like kind of like the middle episodes of the 3 episode arcs.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of like they're not filler, but they're necessary filler. You know what I mean? Like, how do we get Bo-Katan and the Mando to where they need to be? So it was fun and it was great. And then the whole middle part with the one guy, it was good to see the scientist again. That works because I mean he is a character.
Pershing.
Yeah, he originated in Mando season 1, so I can't complain about that either. Like I wasn't blown away by this episode, but I don't have any real big gripes with it either. So Ginger, tell
By
me
the way,
why I'm
before we go to
wrong.
Ginger, it felt more like Andor at times. I totally agree. What do you
Yeah,
think,
I mean,
Ginger?
Vance hit on it. The middle bit felt like Andor. No, this was fine, we got law, and then look at Coruscant and what's going on now under the New Republic and all this kind of stuff. If you give me that, and you don't give me the little green shithead and a bunch of childish crap, although the script is still, but it felt like two different shows because the dialogue between Bo-Katan and Mando was so fucking dumb, and then the other stuff in the middle just it felt normal. Not that it blew me away, but the dialogue was normal. The banter, the script, not so much goddamn exposition and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, like it, it, it was like it was a good episode. I mean, the TIE fighter has not been able to hit jack shit again. That kind of
Uh, Actually, it was Titan
the
Scepters.
TIE interceptors hitting the shields. I'm like, fucking, how many shields do they have to? And bad strategy, just trying to give chase. You're an interceptor. You're fast as hell, and you don't need to be chasing. You can flank. You can bloody flank. Just bad. Like Hollywood knows nothing about military strategy.
Actually, the TIE Interceptor is only a smidge faster than the TIE Fighter. However, they are more maneuverable than the TIE Fighter. Oh, thank you very much.
They're still fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah,
I
well,
yeah.
before we start speaking about it, I will say that looking online is one of those episodes that's divided the community, so to speak, because a lot of people want Mandalorian. At the same time, a lot of people are happy to see some world building.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. It was nice to see
and
some world building.
on the latter, I'm very happy to see some world building personally. So yeah. All right. So in this episode, we continue where we left off. Mando feels redeemed, takes a sample of the water as evidence for his redemption. Bo asks Mando, "Saw anything alive while you were down there?" But Mando was unconscious and remembers nothing. As they fly back to Bo's palace, they are attacked by entire interceptors. Mando manages to get back to the ship to even the odds, and we have a fantastic dogfight. Another dogfight. We're getting spoiled here already, man. It's amazing. But this dogfight was all just a distraction for TIE bombers to destroy Bo's home. And then those bombers themselves were a distraction for more interceptors to finish off Bo and Mando. Realizing they're outnumbered, they head to space and jump to light speed to a secret location of Mando's choosing. And by the way, I did like the way after they fought the interceptors that Bo said that she's got a little bit of damage to her shields, whilst Mando says not a scratch because
Yeah, it's
she's
like
Mando.
I'm gonna flex on you, bitch. But
Yeah.
I like that they kind of blew up her home because it's like, what's going on? Who is this? Is this Moff Gideon's lot? Is this
I
the other guy, the blue skin idiot? That's
Grand Admiral
irrelevant.
Thrawn.
Thrawn. I feel like this is going
That's
to be
it.
Thrawn because Moff did not have these kind of resources available to him. Like, remember,
Yeah,
it was a big deal that he showed up with a TIE fighter one time.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be Thrawn. I
yeah. I
did.
think so.
I just lost my train of thought. Keep going, Sam.
Okay, so we now cut to Coruscant, where former cloner for the Empire, Dr. Pershing, is giving a speech in the halls that used to be the Galactic Senate. He's going through the process of amnesty, and it's a procedure that former Empire members go through. As he goes back to his home, where all the former Empire members live, he bumps into more ex-Empire guys, and then he sees. Somebody he knew he worked with. He recognized the face. The person's name is Elia Kane, and she was an officer also under Moff Gideon, like Pershing was. He talks about the biscuits he used to eat when he was in the Empire, and once he gets home, he gets a mysterious box of biscuits sent to his door. Pershing has a regular job now away from his science as a cloner, and after work, he and Elia go for a walk around town eating space isopops. And this I want something like that. By the way, I want an ice lolly that glows.
You just want the glowy nutsack in your mouth is what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
just lace a bunch of ice lollies in radium and ingest it. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
fine.
totes worth it, baby.
Yeah,
So Elia Kane, I'll just call her Kane, talks about the cloning, and she kind of like pushing Pershing a little bit. And there's another cool moment as well when we see like the highest peak in Coruscant, which is this mountain, and it kind of shows you how much building and construction has gone on in Coruscant over the 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 millenniums.
millennials.
Because
Yeah,
yeah, because they constantly build on top of each other, so much so that
Well,
they've
there's
reached the height
nothing
of
on
the mountain.
there's nothing on the surf. Like everything is built above Coruscant. Like
Yeah,
that's the highest mountain on the planet Coruscant. But I mean, there is literally nowhere to go, like
yeah.
no way to get down to the planet. Well, there's probably ways to get down there, but I'm like, you can't
Well,
just
there's
like
1313, remember? You can take those elevators and shit like that.
yeah, but
To
I
go to the
don't.
lower
That's what I mean. Like,
sections.
there's probably maintenance ways and crap like that. Like, but I mean, like, you can't just like jump down there. Like from the top. Like it's all covered
Yeah,
except for that
yeah.
mountaintop, which is I honestly I loved that part of world building because I'm sure in extended canon or they talk about the surface of Coruscant or whatever, but this is my first interaction with like the surface of Coruscant, what lies beneath, and I always just assumed that Coruscant was like the cities were flush with the ground, but like but like the just it was a it just it
Yeah.
they
was
build
all
on top
covered
of
with
it.
but
Yeah.
it seems like there's some kind of like Dyson sphere around it, but like within the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like it's just surrounds it. So it's very interesting. I honestly think it's amazing lore building.
Well, Daniel Vaughn says the taxi drivers mentioned the Manta Borgs of Malastare. Malastare is the home of the Zillo Beast. Oh yes, the Zillo Beast that can take shots from a lightsaber. Thought to be extinct and seen in the Bad Batch. I haven't seen the most latest episode, by the way. I need to get onto that. So Pershing goes through his rehabilitation, talking to a council android, and he asks the android if he can do his old work of cloning, but he's denied under the laws of the New Republic. Pershing speaks to Kane about not being allowed to clone again, but she kind of pushes him to try again anyways. Back at work, Pershing notices some perfectly good tech is going to be destroyed. It's Empire tech, and if that gets destroyed, he'll never be able to basically continue his cloning research. So Pershing talks to Kane and arranges to go on a salvage run the following day. They jump on the train and eventually jump off when the ticket droid starts approaching them. I was getting some serious Terminator vibes. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, from those ticket
Nah.
droids walking through the corridors. You know what I mean?
Final Fantasy VII, baby, on that train ride on Midgar.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
used to
what I
jump
got.
trains back in the day, and you always make sure you go to the final carriage because those ticket guys come along, and you also want to make sure that you can, make the stations you need to. But
Well,
nevertheless,
you stand. Yeah, you stand. If if you're gonna legally jump on a train, you wait right at the back, so because then you can see where the ticket inspector is. So, and if they're
yeah,
on there, you don't get on it because they weren't on every train.
yeah, exactly. Um, so they eventually jump off, and then they arrive at the Empire junkyard, where there's basically star destroyers there left to rot. They enter one of the star destroyers and walk through the corridors to find a lab. Pershing thinks he's hit the jackpot and starts salvaging all the essentials. They prepare to leave, and it seems the New Republic troopers are chasing them, and then they get caught. But only Pershing is arrested, whilst Kane takes what he has salvaged. Pershing is sent to a mine adjustment device for ex-imperial officers, and Kane watches. Pershing said, "This is." I'm not sure if he caught this Easter egg. He's speaking to is it Mon Calamari?
What the
Like,
trap? The trap
yeah,
Easter egg.
yeah, it's a trap. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
Come
didn't
on.
get it at all. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when he looked, he's like,
Anyway,
oh, he's like, it was a trap, and he looks over, and I'm like, really? Like we're doing that
Yeah,
meta of a
and
joke.
Calamari looks at him like, "Fuck you."
Yeah,
Frightened.
he's like, fuck this nonsense. He's like, that's
I'm not.
racist.
Yeah, it's
I'm not.
racist.
I'm not fucking. Yeah,
You
I'm not
can't use
fucking
that
that part,
word.
mate.
That's our word.
Yeah. But anyway, Pershing says it's a trap to the calamari officer, and he's not going to get like his mind wiped, but he is going to go through some like extensive rehabilitation. But then the Twi'lek officer talking to Kane says that can she just stay there and watch? She does care for him, but when the Twi'lek officer leaves, she like turns the dial and sets it up to
Great
max.
security.
Yeah,
You leave the room
and
while you're altering somebody's mind. How stupid are you? That's like being in the middle of surgery and be like, you hold the scalpel. I'm just gonna pop out for a second.
they used the Force, Daniel Vance. That's how they did. You use the Force, anything can happen.
Yeah, space magic.
So
I do remember what I was going to bring up
Yes,
earlier. Though,
they absolutely did. But also the way that as they were jumping on the carriages from front to back, they didn't really need to do anything. They just need to jump in the air and it would have smashed into the door. You don't have to jump across. It's just jump in the air and fucking. Anyway, see what I mean? Hollywood, man.
Before we move up back to the Mando and Bo-Katan, which I think is where we're heading
is
next.
next, yeah.
Did anyone else get the guy from Obi-Wan Kenobi, the one that was like a beat cop, and then he kept on extending and stalking Deidre? What was his name again?
Oh my god.
I know who you mean.
Oh no.
The guy who lived with his
he was on
mother.
Andor.
That wasn't him.
Yeah, he was on Andor. I'm sorry, Andor.
Yeah, he was an end. It was a different time. Like, we're talking like 20 years ago.
I know, but did anyone else? I honestly, when I saw when the figure was walking in, and then I saw the hair, I was like, "Is that dude from
Yeah.
Andor?" I'm like, and I mean, when she sat down and it was a woman, I'm like, "Oh, that's not." But I'm like,
"Oh, is that who you thought?" Right.
I was like,
I thought that too.
I was like, I'm like an older version, like 20. What is it? What would it be like? 10, 15 years older at that point?
Yeah, about 10 years older. But you know who that actress is, by the way, who plays Elisa Kane. She was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She played that real tough female Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
The
female warrior
leader.
The resistance leader that nobody give a fuck about. Great.
Yeah, exactly. So that's her.
Ginger, you're just
she's really hot by she's really hot, by the way, but unfortunately for me, she bats for the other sides. So yeah, but
no skin off my nose, mate.
But she's she like works out a lot. She's quite muscular and stuff. I love muscular women, so yeah, she works for me anyway.
We've got to the betrayal and the mind wipe bit. So before we get onto the Mandalorian,
I want to talk about this, Ginger.
So
why?
want to talk about this. So Um, he must have done something to her, or she's a loyalist to Moff Gideon, and she wants
Trying to
to
make
punish
him pay.
him for
Hmm.
the betrayal, kind of thing. So,
My thought was is that she was a Moff Gideon loyalist. Like
yeah,
she was undercover there trying to get to him. So I mean, I think it's more revenge though. Watching
I
either that or
agree.
if the mind flayer like wipes his memories at this point, then maybe she is a sleep like not a sleeper agent, but a spy from Moff Gideon. It just
yep,
depends
to
because
make
like
sure that he can't. Because don't forget, she's goading him to say, "Hey, would you use your cloning technology?" And because he's of the mindset of, "At one point, I want to," she's going to be like, "Well, if Moff Gideon can't have you, nobody's going to have you," and she's just going to wipe his memory completely, absolve him of all his knowledge. And it's funny because while we were talking like about this guy and all the cloning, I'm like, oh, is this the motherfucker they get to clone like um Palpatine and
Snoke.
Snoke
Snoke.
and all this kind of shit? At first, then as it went on, I'm like, oh, I guess not now because his mind's going to be completely erased.
that we know
But
of. I mean, who knows? I mean,
yeah,
it's sci-fi fantasy. They can stitch it back together. They can make a device and go inside his brain, and then they can fix him from the inside.
hey, listen, if Cisco
It's
can make a bracelet
Cyril
that you
Khan.
can make you jump through multiverses, then I'm sure they could bring his brain back
It's
in a
Cyril Khan,
flash.
by the way, the guy from Mandor. But
Serial,
yeah,
yeah, there we go.
Cyril.
yeah,
Serial,
she's
serial,
definitely an
three
Empire
doubles.
loyalist because it was the moment when she started turning the dial. I mean, you could have thought that maybe she was testing him to see if he can be pushed, and eventually he could be pushed, and that was the argument for her testing him. But her turning the dial was basically saying cementing that yeah, she's with the Empire,
Oh, she's a
and
Thrawn loyalist.
yeah, same. You know what I
No,
mean?
Thrawn is different than the Empire at this point. Thrawn is
But
his own
he was
entity
yeah, but he
But
worked for the Empire. You know what I mean, he was still
back
under
then. But
that's a Gideon work for Thrawn, though.
I don't.
yeah.
That's kind of not how the hierarchy. I mean, kind of like the thing is like the Grand Admiral Thrawn would have worked for Gideon possibly because was he Grand Moff Tarkin or was he Moff Tarkin? Not Tarkin.
It was
Moff Gideon.
Gideon.
Was he
either
Grand Moff
way. Yeah.
Gideon or was he Gideon? Just Moff Gideon.
I
Because
think it was just Moff Gideon.
okay, because Grand Admiral and Grand Moff are like it's like Moffs are like governors of sectors and stuff like that. Then Grand Moff, like Grand Moff Tarkin, is kind of like the president of like a whole area, and all those Moffs are underneath him.
Mm.
Grand Admiral has admirals underneath him and ships underneath them, and blah blah blah. So it's like they would kind of they're like two Grand Admiral Thrawn and like Moff Gideon technically would be
My
in two
internet
different
gone.
branches.
Oh, son of a bitch. No.
Yeah, it's
Well,
going to be interesting to see what happen, what the repercussions of this massive section of the episode. It's one of the longest. I have to be honest with you. When I saw this episode begin, I thought, "Wow, it's just under an hour long." I was rubbing my hands with glee. But it makes sense now because they were giving a lot of the story to Pershing and Kane. But regardless, I'm still happy we got a long episode. But will this play a significant part in the series? Will it be all like Bill and Frank in Last of Us, and that's it, we're done.
it could
You know
be
what I
the
mean?
next time we see these lot pop up in like the soccer series, because they're definitely going to be planting for the next shows that are coming along, and the soccer is the next show.
Yeah,
So we might see them. But again, I didn't mind. Like this was a long episode, but I enjoyed every minute of it because it
yeah.
just focused on telling a story, and it did it in just not only a nice way, but it kept you guessing. And it's nice that it kept you guessing about what she gonna do. Is she gonna screw? I mean, you could tell that she's trying to get him to like go back
Did
with
you think?
like the Empire
Did
and
you
all this
think?
kind of
Did
stuff.
you think
But
she? Did you always felt that she was going to betray him?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, either that or
yeah,
manipulate him into just getting back to his cloning program, which is the catalyst of the return of Palpatine, or Snoke and things like that.
I honestly hope that this
Yeah.
doesn't lead up to like that, because it's like, again, like it's not Jedi bullshit, but at the same time, it's like it's again using the Mandalorian to push a narrative outside of the show. You know what I mean? Like, can we just focus on the Mandalorian for a little bit? Can we, now that the Baby Yoda bullshit is over with Luke and Ahsoka and all this bullshit, can we just focus on Mandalorian and Din Djarin and his adventures and Bo-Katan and what they're doing? Like, because here's my fear. My fear now is that they're not going back to Mandalore. Like, they've been to Mandalore and they're not going back. I was hoping that this season would take place on Mandalore and like like we were saying either last week, I think last week, the gold rush to Mandalore, where all of a sudden they find out that, hey, Mandalore is open for business. And now all of these Mandalorians and other parties are coming back to Mandalore to,
Well, we don't know. We don't know because it didn't end with them saying, welcome and you're going to stay here. We don't know what the next
And
move is.
we got the reveal of that beast as well. I mean, they're going to let that lie, are they? I mean, we have to get back to Mandalore for that alone.
Will Bo-Katan even mention that beast because it kind of affirms their faith? Well, she might keep that a secret.
Well, and also, I mean, that and she hasn't taken her mask off yet, which is that I thought it was odd that she hadn't taken her mask off since they left the planet, and I'm like I knew that they were planting something for that, about her becoming Mandalorian again or whatever, being in the way again or whatever.
I think if they play it smart, sorry, Zam, if they play it smart, then they'll go back to this cult will go back to Mandalore, and then maybe Bo-Katan will convince her exiles to go there as well, and either try to reunite all the Mandalorians back together under one cause, or we'll have a civil war. If they play it smart and know a good story, that's what they'll do. But I doubt it.
But we know what's happening.
Yeah.
So we cut back to our main protagonists here. Amanda and Bo arrive to the hideout of the Children of the Watch. Mando advises Bo to keep her helmet on. Things will go smoothly. Now, Mandalorian comes along and tells Mando, "You're in a prostate." Yeah,
you're in a prostate.
You're in a prostate. Yeah. We need to examine you.
You're in a prostate. But Mando tells them that they have bathed in the waters, and he has proof. They approach the armor smith, who takes a vial of water from Mando and tests it. She confirms it's real, and both Mando and Bo, who hasn't taken the helmet off since, are inducted back into the Creed. And that's how the episode ends.
It's very convenient that water just, whenever it touches other water, just glows pretty.
Glowed.
Yeah, like it just glows. Like, it's very convenient to test it that way.
It's not like they had to go. It's high grade.
Yeah.
Well, it's like grade. I was wondering if they were
Fiji water, mate. It's Fiji water.
I was waiting for her to turn around and just drink it and be like, "Yep, that's that same sweet bitter taste to that man."
And then she melts. Oh, what a world! What a world!
Yeah,
pure
right.
hydro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We just get them
takes her helmet off, and I was gonna say like you are part of the Mandalorians again, Din, and it's like takes off his helmet. It's like, thank fuck for that. Oh shit! Back to Mandalorian.
Well, that's a necessary to happen.
I think this is gonna like maybe be a benefit to Bo-Katan, because I think for a while now she's been a bit disillusioned with things, and here's a proper Creed, even though their ways may be a bit backwards for her regarding keeping the helmet on all the time and stuff like that. Here is a proper Creed, a group of Mandalorians all sticking together, a brotherhood, so to speak. She was obviously admiring Din Djarin's way of doing things in episode 2. This is the way, all of that bollocks. Like, I think she's definitely gonna get herself involved. Now, she still has a couple of other people within the Owls who we haven't seen this season, but I'm not sure if they'll come back. One of them being a personal favorite of ours, Ginger Greek, in Sasha Banks. So
I thought you were talking about Boba Fett. Sorry,
it's Mercedes Monet now, baby.
Mercedes, I forgot her real name.
How does a Mandalorian have sex? They just pop his dick out of his trousers and just.
No, what I heard from emergency.
He just walks in the room with the helmet on and butt ass naked the rest of it, and just. I mean, it says like he can't take his helmet off.
It doesn't. Sheets. Just puck his dick through the sheet.
what I heard from Emergency Awesome is that if you're a couple, you are able to take the helmets off, and all of that. But
And bang.
and bang, you know. So
Yeah, because
yeah,
kissing's
but
going to be a bit awkward.
exactly, and it's gonna be interesting to see if Boba Fett's gonna come back this season as
Please
well.
don't.
Yeah, no,
Please
please God,
don't.
no.
Fucking die. Die. I'm sorry, but
You
tomorrow
know what?
morning
I hope Obi-Wan shows up
sucks as an
too.
actor. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hope Obi-Wan dies as well.
Obi-Wan shows up like Din Djarin's like, this makes no sense in the lore. Obi-Wan's like, just go with it. Hello there.
Hello there. I shall now
Yeah, but
bathe in the waters too.
he'll be like Alec Guinness's version of Obi-Wan though by that time. So and a ghost still. So
as I said, it
Yeah,
doesn't make
we
no
don't
sense.
need it to make sense. Just going to be Ewan McGregor fully alive. Hello there.
He's
Hayden
gonna have a
Christensen
mullet
shows up.
again, and
Darth Vader's still alive, motherfuckers. What?
yeah, okay. So
why? How is Zam the voice of reason in this in this stream?
okay,
We've
so
lost the will to live.
He's the adult.
Yeah, he's the adult.
so it's time to do some ratings, boys and
Oh
girls.
shit! I got to do the poll.
So yeah, so Ginger Greek, as he's like doing his poll, you can yeah, exactly. Ginger Greek, what would you like to give this out of 10?
I'm going to give this a whopping I give it an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. We got lots of lore. The only points I'm deducting is for the silly TIE fighter action.
You
The
didn't like
latter
that?
half, no, because again, from a strategic mind, when you play strategy games all the time, just look at it and just like, what the fuck is this shit? But the latter half of where they bombed her palace and then all the other TIE fighters were coming in, that was cool. So just knocking points off.
You know,
That,
TIE fighters, bombers, interceptors, they can't go to light speed. They need
Not.
to
I know.
yeah. So
Yeah. I know.
so
I was
it was
wondering
interesting.
when they were flying out into space. I was wondering. I'm like, where's the Star Destroyer or whatever
Yeah,
those
yeah.
those TIE Interceptors came from? The only ones are TIE Advanced, TIE Avenger, and TIE Defenders are the only ones that have warp drives in them.
Yeah, nerd. Anyway, I'll give it 8 out of 10. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Give me more lore. Just anything lore and tell a nice story and don't have that green little shit try to steal every scene, and I'm happy.
Well, he was hardly in this episode to tell you the truth. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's why it was great.
yeah. Okay, Cheetah, what are you gonna give this?
Well, before I give my rating, what do you guys think? And this is just random thought. Don't know if there's much behind it, but do you think that Bo-Katan could be working with Thrawn or Gideon, whoever?
Who?
Like, do you think?
Working with
No,
Thrawn? I
no.
was coughing my lungs out when you said it.
Do we think that Bo-Katan is working with Gideon or Thrawn, whoever the Imperial antagonist is in this show?
Nah, she's too much of a
No.
Mary Sue for Disney to turn her into a bad person.
But she was always
She
kind of a
wanted
bad person. Like from what I understand, she was just like she was never like a bad guy, but she was never like a good guy either. You know, like she always had those questionable.
Oh,
no,
by the
she
way,
worked
when I say
alongside
Mary Sue, I mean she's right to be one because she's trained her whole fucking life. But what I mean is, I don't know. I'd like it. It just again, it makes for a good fucking
it
story.
makes no sense for season 2 when she was fighting alongside fucking Gina Carano and all those fuckers, like and Moff Gideon was on that ship
But
which they were attacking.
but my thought is maybe when she went back and everybody deserted her, she said, "Fine, fuck it, I'll go work with Thrawn or whatever." You know, like it just
Well,
Yeah,
seemed a
wasn't
bit.
Thrawn
I doubt it,
apprehended?
but
Wasn't he
it would
arrested?
be a nice twist.
Thrawn? No, I'm Thrawn.
Not Thrawn, sorry, Moff Gideon though. Wasn't he
Yeah, but then
arrested and
they
whatnot?
dropped that line in the whatever the amnesty camp or whatever. They dropped the line that said, "Oh, the rumor has it is that Gideon
escaped.
escaped. Yeah, he escaped during war trial or on the way to the war tribunal." And they're like, "Oh no, that's not a blah, blah, blah," And I mean, but they dropped that in there for a reason. Like as childish sometimes as this show is, they drop these lines in here for a reason.
Absolutely,
Whether it's
Thrawn
just
probably bailed him out.
yeah, like so I'm sure there's something going on. I just didn't know if you guys thought
Well,
I really feel like since episode 1, I really feel like Bo is somehow not the cleanest of characters in this. I don't think she's like full light, like on the light side with Din Djarin. I feel like there's something else going on here.
No, she might have her own agenda, but does that necessarily mean that she's siding with Moff Gideon? I don't think so.
Okay.
You know what I
She
mean?
could
I
play
think
the long game in order to get back on top. She could
With
screw
the-
them over in one way or another. It could be a ruse that her owls have buggered off and left her to rot, and it could just
Well-
be that she sent them away to then come back or whatever.
well,
I
her
doubt
home,
it,
was,
though.
her home was destroyed. We saw in episode 2 when she fought
it's
Mando. Mando was coming back, and she spoke to the droid and all of that because she genuinely thought Mando was coming back, and it wasn't Mando. You know what I mean? There was no sinister plan. She wanted Mando to fuck off as far as she was concerned, and it ended up being just being Grogu. Remember that? You know what I mean?
I know
Come on,
I
don't
remember
take
that,
from
but
me.
it could be just audience misdirect. I mean, just them writing it in a way to
Why?
try to-
I doubt it, though. I honestly
Yeah.
doubt it. I don't think we're gonna. If anything, she's just gonna become one of them, part of the
She
Night
wants to
Watch.
she wants a dark saber. That's I think that's probably what she wants the most, and she might get it. You know, I mean, the way I mean, theoretically, does she own it now when she used it against that droid in last week's
No.
episode?
No, because she
Yeah,
has
I
to
mean-
defeat. Does she have to
So she-
kill? She doesn't have to kill Din Djarin, but she has to defeat him.
Defeat him in battle.
Yeah, she doesn't have
Yeah.
to kill him, but
Yeah.
she does have to defeat him in battle. So
Yeah. So
And I know, and I mean, I figure it might, maybe she is working with Thrawn or Gideon to forward her own end.
Nah,
I'm just
I
like
doubt it.
something
I
is
get-
shady.
I
No, I don't think so.
get that notion out of your head, mate. Honestly, I don't
You
think
sounded
they're
like
gonna
Jake.
go down there.
You're really doing a Jake.
Oh
on this
yeah,
right
okay.
now.
I just don't like Jig. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Look,
Like,
look.
you
I'm
seem
just
to-
waiting for our
you seem to-
Commodore Boone thumbs down. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for.
If you're right, fair play.
Yeah.
But you're not.
Mhm.
Okay, and I mean, I could be. As I said, I'm not dying on that mound. I'm just saying, like, okay. Anyway, I give it an 8, like Ginger Greek. I think it was a very good episode. I felt like it was, as long as they go somewhere with the scientist angle here. Like, I mean, I think that this is good because it is a character from season 1 of Mando, so it's not like just like some random bullshit side quest of. Like during Book of Boba Fett when we joined the Mandalorian for like 2 episodes. Like it's not that bullshit. It's actually like we have a character that is Mando originated. It's coming back for season 3. We're following this character. Hopefully it leads somewhere meaningful to the overall arc of this whole season. And it's not just, hey, remember this character? Well, this is what we're gonna do,
Yeah,
So,
I think it's not so much we'll see might not see him again, as in his brain is fried and he's gone. It's more that we might see Kane again.
Yeah, I like Kane.
Because she'll probably be in the Thrawn series or the Ahsoka series or whatever it is.
well, and that's what I also hope. I hope this wasn't just a setup for the Thrawn series. Like I hope this is going somewhere within the narrative of this season.
Oh well, yeah, I hope so too. But you know how this fucking show works.
Well, I'm going to give this episode also an 8. What I really liked about it the most was just seeing this period of the New Republic post Return of the Jedi. Like we've seen the Old Republic, we've seen the Empire period, but this period we haven't really seen much in Star Wars, and it was really good to see what the New Republic is like post Empire and stuff, and also like during the course of this episode, the way it felt like Andor was unbelievable. Like once the moment we got to Pershing and he was talking in the Senate, then he was talking to the high society, which reminded me of Andor and stuff, and he's in his cubicle, which reminded me of Andor. And
That reminded
all
me
of
a
that,
lot
yeah.
of the Cyril part, where he's like in a cubicle. I'm like, wow, we're really borrowing from Andor on this one.
Yeah.
I really feel like if Cyril would have came back, I really thought that would have been a nice crossover. Like it wouldn't have been like a hand-fisted one. I don't feel like it just would have made
you kind of
sense.
know that Cyril survives then in Andor, don't you?
Yeah,
it
don't
kind of
want
gives
to know
that
he'll
away.
survive.
I just
Yeah,
they did
so,
fuck all
yeah.
with Cyril in that whole series. It makes me mad.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They kind of left him to the side.
I mean, I liked it for a little while when you didn't know which way he would fall, but eventually you figured it out. He would remain with the Empire. He was like the Empire loyalist to the end. But that's Andor. But regarding this, I mean, you have to also remember this and Andor were made at a similar time. It's only came out a few months after Andor. I mean, I'm not sure if they would realize the similarities within the shows with all these different directors and stuff like that. And this was made in America, whilst the Andor was made in the United Kingdom.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. They might have been aware and just copied it, but I doubt it. I think it was
I
too
think it's
far
just
in. It's just
coincidental.
coincidental. Yeah.
yeah, I think so too. So I
Yeah.
think so too. So yeah, eight out of 10. I like some of this world building and all of that. I love seeing like Coruscant. I always like being on Coruscant. It's a great planet in
Mm.
the Star Wars universe. There's so much you can do with that planet as well. I would like to go in the underground a little bit more though in the future. That would be pretty cool. Go to 1313. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for me. Can't wait for next week. It's, like you guys, were shitting on it from episode 1, but so far the season's been all right. Now,
Well,
2
episode
and
1
3
was
been pretty
shit,
good.
like really shit. But episodes 2 and 3 have been really good.
I was about to say I didn't shit on episode. Did I? I don't think I
No,
shit.
I
on
liked
remember.
episode
two.
2. I think I
I don't
gave
think
it
I
a
liked it as
7 or
much
an
as you
8.
did, Ginger. But I mean, I didn't shit on it. I said it's better than episode 1 for sure.
Yeah.
Episode 1 just felt like it should have been episode 3 because we already got 2 episodes in
Yeah.
Book of Boba
Yeah,
Fett.
No, I get you, but I just looked at episode 1 as just a nice, fun slice of life with Mandalorian. People
That
think that
should be
everything needs
episode
to.
3. That should not be episode 1 of a season.
That's the
All I'm,
problem. You
all I'm,
don't open the season with it.
I'm just saying that not everything needs to be explained in the first episode, but I'm happy that the second episode gave us a lot. This episode hardly gave us any Mandalorian, but we still got a lot out of it for what it's worth. It's been a good season so far. I'm happy with it, and we're almost next week we'll be halfway, which is unbelievable.
It's only 8
You know what I
episodes.
mean? It's always 8 episodes a season.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So
Cool.
we'll see
All
what
right.
happens next week. Yeah, and now with the watch, there's gonna be hopefully some gang warfare and stuff like that. And even though you don't want any Jedi bullshit, are you okay with Mandalorian bullshit, Cheeto?
Yeah, because it's something we haven't done to death it's nothing that's been really done except
But
in
that-
Clone
Yeah.
Wars.
That's what this show should be about: the Mandalorian lore.
Actually, I just want it to
Yeah.
be about bounty hunting, really. But I
Or,
mean,
or it should have been
Yeah.
about bounty hunting, but they abandoned that fucking quick.
that was like episode
once you
1
got
they
Boba
abandoned
Fett,
that
that
shit.
was
As soon
it,
as they
just
got
episode
Grogu.
1. Yeah.
and also they did the bounty hunting in the Mandalorian episode on Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But regarding the Book of Boba Fett, if anyone's going to be about bounty hunting, it should have been about him. And we never got any bounty hunting with him either. He became a crime boss instead. The moment he got his shit back, he should have fucked off and started taking jobs again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
anyway,
Fennec
tomorrow-
Shand was a better part of that series than actual Boba Fett was.
Boba Fett was a dumbass. Anyway, moving on.
okay, so tomorrow we're talking about Star Trek Picard episode 5. Is that correct?
Episode fuck. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I think
It's
we're
episode 5.
Yeah, it's episode 5. We get to see. It looks like we get to see more of Worf and Raffi.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're looking forward to that, aren't you?
Me? I don't. Why?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are hating on Raffi. From
I
what
don't.
I've been
I don't
reading.
hate on Raffi. Like I don't dislike. I don't. She's not like my favorite Star Trek character, but she's not like bad. Like I don't hate her.
I don't hate her either, but I can understand why people get like when you've got like the nostalgia bait in Star Trek with bringing back the old characters, and you have to deal with one of the new ones in Raffi. It's like, no, I don't want to see her anymore. I want the old ones back. That's what I'm
Yeah, but
enjoying.
you're
that's
pairing her up with
yeah.
Worf, which is
which is
No.
what making her palatable now because she's with Worf. So yeah,
you're muted. You're
I
muted,
can't-
Ginger.
you're muted. You're
Let's
muted.
not talk about fucking Star Trek on this.
Hey! We talk about Star Trek all the time, every
Goddamn
day,
nerds.
all the time. Also on. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, go on.
I was gonna say on Friday night, Ginger has kind of started a everything underwear all at once. I don't know what the fucking thing is called.
And that's what
It's
that's
just-
something we're definitely going to be
It's
talking
just
about. By
a
the way,
let's talk.
let's
live
talk.
Stream. So talk anything, whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah,
Gaming,
we kind of go off
TV,
the
films,
chat.
politics, life, whatever.
Blowjobs, hookers.
Blowjobs, culinary cuisines, things you like, anything.
yeah, I'm
It's
going
a-
to tell you guys what I've
it's
been
shoot
doing on
shit.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so
we should
yeah.
watch some of those. We can watch some of those on
No, it's,
stream. That'd be great.
it's not about watching. It's about me joining other people's TikToks. But
Oh, cool.
Yeah, talk to us
I'll
about it
let
on
you.
Friday. We'll go live.
I'll,
Well, it's daylight saving, so if you want to do 10 o'clock, we could do 10 o'clock Friday.
It's what? It's 10 o'clock is 6 o'clock here. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Yeah.
Yes, it's 6 o'clock there because you've gone an hour ahead. So yeah, if
Yeah.
that or if not 11, whatever you want.
I mean, just I'm gonna create a go live or a whatever, notify me, whatever that but scheduled bullshit is. I'm gonna do one of those, so just keep an eye out for that. Click the button that says notify me, and it will let you know when we go live. So even if we go live a minute early, you will know.
Exactly.
And if you want us to let us know if you want to join us for some of our fan film reactions by commenting, messaging us here at NerdTube, and we might shoehorn your ass in. All right.
Also Friday, Galaxy Queen is coming out. Yes, Queen.
Oh,
Yes,
Queen.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right, then. Thank you very much, Cheeto and Ginger Greek. I'll see you guys next time, and everyone else out there in YouTube land. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube. We are the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of.